Greetings nerdy list aficionados, and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. Today we're looking at the most tried and true of tropes, the power swap. It can be fun to have a villain antagonize a hero, but even more so when you change the stakes by changing that villain's power set. These supervillains traded powers with heroes or villains, and the world for a time was topsy-turvy. I'm Sasha, and these are the top 10 supervillains who swapped powers, but not necessarily with each other, because villains don't like to play nice. I mean, is a body or power swap ever nice? Well, let's find out. Number 10. Lex Luthor and The Flash, Wally West. We're going to the DCAU for this number, with the Justice League Unlimited episode, The Great Brain Robbery. In it, Lex Luthor ends up having his mind transplanted into the Scarlet Speedsters, Wally West as mentioned, and vice versa. His great disappointment in being The Flash is that despite lifting the mask to see just who is underneath, he has no idea who it is. The Flash actually wreaks far more havoc in Lex's body than the other way around, sabotaging their heist from the inside out. It takes both teams way more time than it should to figure out that things are off. Number 9. Emperor Joker. Emperor Joker presents the world with a story wherein the Joker gets the full scale of powers from the 5th dimension. Specifically, Mr. Mxyzptlk. Mr. Mixie, his name I can't say no matter how many times I hear it, but it's fine. And everybody in the comments is like, it's said like this, it's super easy, why can't you do it? The Joker tricks the imp and then gets his powers. I guess the imp was too used to dealing with Superman. And even Superman regularly tricks him into saying his name backwards. This arc ran in Superman and Action Comics, and was a chance to change who the Clown Prince of Crime was normally pitted against. He didn't skimp on using his powers either, he used them to remake the entire universe, and especially to torture Batman. He made a world where Batman died every day and was resurrected, an experience that actually broke him. Superman took the memories and trauma onto himself for his friends so that he could function. Of course, Superman is able to save the day and return the powers back to their proper source. Number 8. Venom. This one is for the kids, an adventure of Spidey and Venom for all ages, or well, ages 12 and up. So Venom is no stranger to having Spidey's powers actually, but Eddie Brock sorta is. When Peter was the host of the Venom symbiote, it very much appreciated his power set and has replicated it with later hosts. Eddie Brock's Venom has a slightly similar costumed appearance, and some of Spidey's abilities are replicated, but that's very different from just innately having them yourself, instead of a symbiote manifesting them. Really in this scenario, only Eddie would be thrown. Spidey and Venom symbiote? Been there, done that, had a whole arc written about it. Number 7. The Injustice League. The Injustice League is exactly what you think it is. A criminal organization while organizing in order to take down their arch nemesis collectively, all at once. In the Silver Age, they performed a great feat of body swapping as orchestrated by Agamemnon. He would swap the entire league and then use the heroes' bodies to go on a crime spree, which would leave the heroes, now in the villains' bodies, to have to stop them, which of course to outsiders just looked like villains attacking a group of heroes. The Green Lantern was able to reverse the effects by utilizing Oa's central power battery. How? Just go with it. The point is, it all worked out in the end. Number 6. Cassandra Nova. Cassandra Nova is a more recent villainous character who first appeared in New X-Men number 114, 2001. So Cassandra was conceived without a body, and copied the one of Charles. In fact, she copied his DNA to make her body, but he would end up causing her body to be stillborn after she tried to strangle him with an umbilical cord. So he hit her with a psychic blast. Cassandra would rebuild a body for herself, one that still looked like Charles, and she would orchestrate a plan that would not only result in genocide on Genosha, but also in her swapping bodies with Charles Xavier. Once there, she was able to use Charles' power set to contact the Shi'ar and Charles' ex-lover, and drive her insane, mobilizing the Shi'ar to wipe out mutants on Earth. It was a dark time, and she was eventually forced out of Xavier's body by Jean Grey. Number 5. Loki, Sorcerer Supreme. Yes, being the Sorcerer Supreme comes with some innate powers, not just cool ceremonial and functional jewelry. Loki ends up managing to finagle his way into becoming the next Sorcerer Supreme, away from Doctor Strange. He ends up becoming a vet and getting a ghost dog. In fact, Strange just loses all his powers, which means Loki gains them on top of what he already has. So you become the Sorcerer Supreme by winning a tournament. The best sorcerer wins. Loki's tenure as Sorcerer Supreme would be short-lived, and more of a chance to flex his muscles and shake up Strange's story than anything else. There's been a decent amount of that lately. You know, now he's gonna regain the use of his hands, cause, you know, why not? Bring back the leopard print gloves. Number 4. Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man. Would it be a proper villain swap list if we didn't bring up the superior Spider-Man, wherein Dr. Octavius swapped bodies with Peter, placing Peter's consciousness into his dying body and taking on Peter's youthful virile one? Also, I just used the word virile. Ew. Top 10 words Sasha should never say again. So Dr. Octopus would find that he could manage Peter's life better than him and would organize it. And he finds himself also, of course, being drawn towards more draconian methods, what with his spider bots and all. The other heroes take way too long to notice. It's disturbing. It's just like, oh, he went off the deep end. Seems legit. Peter's consciousness would eventually reassert itself, and Ock would find himself booted out, and he found that he couldn't give up being Spider-Man, addicted to the thrill. Number 3. Lionel Luthor and Clark Kent. We're talking about Smallville. It finally happened. Lionel Luthor and Clark Kent would swap bodies, which will allow Lionel to learn the full extent of Clark's abilities. This occurred fittingly enough in the episode entitled Transference, which was the 6th episode of the 4th season. Lionel goes full creeper in Clark's body too, and uses it to take advantage of his crush on Clark's mom, asking for hugs and the like. He's also really here for the new young physique he has. This is all the body swap tropes. Plus, I mean, he had no powers and now he's proto-Superman. He's living his best life. However, this swap was good for Lionel's body as well, actually. He comes back and a lot of his body is healed. Smallville, aka people learning and then forgetting who Clark is. The show. Quality content. 10 seasons worth. Number 2. Emma Frost and Storm. Emma Frost stole Storm's body, and it was as creepy as you would imagine, because this wasn't one of those accidental transferences. This occurred in the Uncanny X-Men number 152 of the original run. There have been multiple runs with this name. Well, it actually started a few issues before, but it comes to a head here. Also, Shaw still maintained his relationship with her while she was in Storm's body, which he was super into it being newbie, and she kind of had to be sold. Fun times. We also get the line, I think Aurora would make an exquisite white queen. Storm is able to escape and the two have an epic showdown in each other's bodies. It takes to the skies, it's a whole thing. It led Storm to hate Emma quite pointedly for a number of years, which honestly, justified. 100% justified. And number 1, Dr. Doom and the Purple Man. Number 1 has to go to a case of a villain taking another villain's powers. It's just so nefarious. Is there no honor amongst thieves? No. Not usually. Dr. Doom actually used the Purple Man and his abilities to take over the world. He really freaks Kilgrave out by being able to resist his persuasion abilities when Kilgrave tells him flat out to kill himself, and he just doesn't. Instead, he keeps him in a machine that amplifies his powers around the world so he can influence them to obey him. Also, did you know, there is a fan theory out there that Doom didn't defeat the Purple Man because he had willpower, but because he has no nose, and hence could not be affected by pheromones. What do you think? Are you here for that? Or are you just here for Doom, who cannot be tamed? So those were 10 times villains swapped powers. Let me know any we missed down below, and while you're down there, if you haven't already, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid. I'm Sasha, and thanks for watching Top 10 Nerd. See you soon. Bye bye.